Guys, look, if you own SUI, I want you to be very prepared for what's about to come over the next few months for this coin. Now, we're talking about a large cap. Make no mistake about it. SUI right now is about a 12.5 billion market cap. But as we'll see here in a second, comparing it to the other projects around its vicinity that have pumped so far, we could very well see this project climb in excess of $100 billion market cap, which means money's going to flow quickly, and you don't want to be caught buying this based on FOMO. Look at it now while things haven't moved, and today I want to give you some of the catalysts, the reasons, the price prediction, and also an exit plan that'll go into you beating the herd, beating that FOMO feeling and being prepared now. So with that being said, guys, make sure you do hit a like on this video if you find yourself enjoying it at any point in time, or importantly, you are a SUI holder. SUI being $4 right now, no, it's not an amazing time to buy this coin, but as you'll see with my price predictions here in just a moment, that all does depend on when you decide to take profit or how many multiples you need to make out of SUI. I consider this, of course, as a blue chip, large cap, safer, gains type project, and if the narrative behind this being the next Solana does come to fruition, we will see in excess of 100 billion market cap. So this right now in comparison to then is obviously quite cheap, as long as you're not looking for a 20x or more. So if the last few months have taught us anything, for those doubters out there saying how a coin at a 12 billion market cap can't go in excess of 100 billion or the multiples aren't here anymore, again, look at XRP. This thing added over $100 billion to its market cap in a bloody month. I don't know what more to tell you guys. And you can sit there and say, well, Kyron, it's XRP. It's a coin that most people do know. I would agree. Solana, Cardano, Stellar XLM, Hedera HBAR, even better example of this, okay? The last month, have a look at this. This thing went from a 1.8 billion market cap up to about a 15 billion market cap project. So again, SUI is just that next step above HBAR in terms of the existing market share and market size. And as we'll see some of these catalysts here in a second, just go to show that this coin truly can move into that 100 billion plus market cap range. So I created this tool here, part of the Bull Run cheat sheet, guys, and one of the many tools we have in the private community. And it's kind of like if the market cap of website, if SUI at the current price of $4.22 went to the same market cap as Solana right now, it would put the price at about $40 at 112 billion market cap. And this makes a lot of sense to me because I actually do think that it will fit inside this next echelon of sort of market cap ranges. The top 10, I firmly do believe at some point in time, these coins in this area will hit 150 billion market cap. Not at the same time, guys, get that out of your head. There will be coins in this area that will move in and out of the top 10 that will be at 150 billion market cap. Now, in my opinion, I think SUI has that capability, but even in the next price range area from coins 11 to 20, I think this will go to about 100 billion market cap-ish in this range, okay? And of course, SUI is in this category. Right now, SUI isn't ranked 14, it's ranked 17. But like I said, it's just not SUI's turn to pump. We've seen the Dino coins, the Web2 Dino coins pump right now. Okay, SUI is a brand new project. It will pump with the new layer 1 narrative, with DeFi, with gaming. And look, if you don't believe me, the current global market cap is 3.5 trillion. If you come and have a look at projects inside the top 20, again, we're asking these coins going to, roughly speaking, about 100 billion market cap. If you applied a simple 3 or 4x to the global market and everything filled in 3 to 4 times, you'd have SUI by default already be about a 50 billion market cap. And again, in its narrative, in its main pump, are what will drive SUI to, these 100 billion plus market cap total range at its all-time high. And we can actually see that the transition right now is happening from the top 10 coins. Previously, they had about an 84% dominance. Now moving into the top 90 coins, okay, so coin rank 11 down to 100, where these coins have ranged from an 85% dominance to now a 92% dominance. What does this mean? Well, at a 10 trillion market cap, which I think is pretty fair game for where the general market will go to, we're going to see about $1.1 trillion flow into these coins. And of course, this centralizes even further inside the top sort of 10 or 11 to 20 coins, where I do see that SUI remains. And again, it could even climb into the top 10. Now, we're not trying to do moon math here. This is very calculated math. This is based on history. And this is just simply applying blanket terms to these projects. What you have to understand is we can apply a very generalized principle to these coins. Like if it remains where it is right now, it should likely see about a 3 to 4x growth in market cap, therefore a 3 to 4x growth in terms of its price. But then again, when it's narrative comes up, when its pump comes up, when it's time, like we're seeing with the Web 2.0 coins now, to actually have the money flow into it, all the interest come into it, that is when we have these blow-off top moments where we see coins 5 to 10x with even large market cap sizes. It's a very fast, scalable, secure project. It's got about 107 nodes on the network right now, so you can't say it's decentralized versus a project like Bitcoin, but it definitely is all you need right now for a project in the crypto space for this cycle. Decentralization isn't a big narrative anymore. Otherwise, Solana would be rank 1 billion. It wouldn't be ranked number 3 or whatever it is right now, okay? This coin is hitting major narratives. It's hitting gaming, it's hitting Web3 Layer 1, and it's hitting DeFi. These are all, in my opinion, ranked 10 out of 10 narratives, and each of these narratives popping off, even independently, should move the price of SUI up, especially right now because they're doing a pre-order for a game console, a portable game console. You can see here, this very much reminds me of the Solana Saga phone. And of course, just like the Solana Saga phone, you get an NFT with it as well. So you get free airdrop tokens and all the rest of it as well. So guys, like this very much so is one of the main reasons I think why people are comparing it to Solana. Because if you think about it, right, it's got this new gaming console, specifically hitting the gaming narrative. We all know it's going to be big for this cycle with Becca, Elio Trades, and everyone else talking so highly about it. But it's also a fast project, as you'll see here with an upgrade they've launched very recently. So it's able to process very fast transactions, but most importantly, process them fast in a secure way. Very fast consensus, which is the most important thing when it comes to gaming, particularly when it comes to ordering transactions. And not only that, it's also focusing on DeFi. It is one of the fastest growing TVL projects in crypto, period, right? We'll look at this here in a second. So when you compare DeFi with gaming into a gaming console as well, it begins to resemble a lot of the characteristics that made Solana such a pretty much memeable quality project of the last cycle. They also had a recent upgrade as well, Mrs. Seti. This just makes the project so much faster, okay? You can see here, consensus is only 390 milliseconds. Now to put that into perspective, the minute that you click submit on a transaction, it's pretty much already secure. All right, that's very impressive. And like Solana in the last cycle that made it so much different to other layer 1 Web3 projects like Avalanche, the reason why there was a 50x discrepancy between the all-time high of Avalanche and the all-time high of Solana, yes, that means 50x difference in terms of the all-time high, is crazy, right? Is because Solana was faster. That was the reason why. Now, SUI is saying we're faster than Solana. And this is all speculation, but again, given some amazing catalysts like what I'm going to mention here, with the fact that, like I said last night on my tweet, by the way, guys, follow me on Twitter. Again, I post stuff over there well before I come across here onto YouTube. So this is a perfect example of a really great catalyst, if you will. This is a sort of stepping stone in the way of creating a much larger catalyst that will allow someone to go, oh, wow, when SUI starts popping off in like the next couple months here, and it starts to really go up in price, this is a reason they'll latch on to go, oh, okay, it's obvious for me to buy this coin right now. And that is the fact that Phantom is coming through the SUI ecosystem. What this means, and again, this might be boring for some of you guys out there, this just means that more people will have access to SUI and SUI's ecosystem than before. Phantom is one of the largest decentralized wallets out there, okay, mainly for Solana right now. Now, if you're going to allow people to interact with SUI on an existing framework like Phantom that they already have established within the Solana ecosystem, this just opens up so many more possibilities for transfers, for swaps, for, again, access to the ecosystem. This is what matters. It's boring, it's crypto, tech jargon. I know you want the big partnership headlines, right? You want SUI partners with Microsoft, with Google. They're now in bed together. You want to hear that, but this is what really matters for sprucing up TVL and sprucing up ecosystem growth. Not to mention as well, Grayscale also have their own SUI trust, which is great. These guys, like I called on last night's video, which I expected would eventually overtake Avalanche in TVL. They did this overnight. They are the highest gaining project, apart from a couple down here, BitLayer, much smaller in terms of their 1 month growth change. So again, it's something to consider when you're looking at fundamental reasons to want to get into a project. TVL is a massive one. If TVL increases, historically speaking, price isn't too far behind in terms of catching up to speed. Also, these guys are one of the major in and outs of the Ethereum ecosystem. And I would assume as well, it will probably boost its numbers up here as the in and out major player here for Solana as well, considering this Phantom update's coming out. They have 7.4 billion transactions. So not only is it new, but it's being used, which is, again, a very important thing. Now, looking towards a price prediction for this, again, by the way, guys, price predictions are just a forecast, a potential guess as to where the price could go in the future. I've done a lot of research into price predictions, and it always stems from this, right? Market dominance. It's the only way you can, to some degree of relativity, somewhat predict where price could go. And there's so many if then that's, it's unbelievable. But again, this is the general theme of how my personal price predictions go and GGR zones go in the private community. Most projects from their lows normally 5 to 10x their dominance at their all-time highs. This is Solana from the last cycle. Now, if I toggle Solana's market cap, we can see here it was around about the same market cap size as SUI is right now, okay? Around about $12 or so billion. Now, from this point, it went up actually a lot more than 5x market dominance. We typically see at least a 5x dominance growth in a narrative pump or in a combination of a narrative pump and major catalyst for a coin to a 10x. This is typical from their lows. Now, obviously, Solana lows were down here, but we're comparing it to SUI. Okay, so it did more than that. It actually did about a 24x, a whopping 24x in market dominance because obviously, it was a major outplay for the bull run, okay? No one expected it. There will be projects like this in this cycle where we see it outshine basically the top of the possible market dominance growth at 10x. Only a couple of plays will do it, so that's why we don't really try to forecast this for most coins. But like I said, SUI could be that coin. If we have a look at SUI right now, at the same point Solana was, at that point where it's pretty much 23x or 24x is market dominance, if it goes to 5x, it's actually already at its 5x market dominance growth right now from the lows. So we look at 10x here, and this is pretty much where it could end up, between 0.35, again, where it is now, or up as high as 0.7. But if it truly does a Solana, if it is a Solana-esque growth level project, well, then we could see it as high as 1.7%. So again, considering we're already at the 5x dominance growth, it would actually make sense to me to put it somewhere in and around 0.7% or higher. Most projects aren't this high up in terms of the dominance right now. So that's obviously a very good indication for the growth of SUI. And if we have a look actually at the GGR zones, right, the liquid zones of entering and exiting this project, the projected price based on data is about $37 as the all-time high. Now, from the current price, liquid, getting out somewhat safely, it's about a 6x, a little bit lower than that, okay? So what does this mean? Well, of course, we can reverse engineer this to get out of the coin somewhat safely. And I have to tell you right now, you should use a large caps like SUI to make safer gains. Who's complaining about a 400 or 500% gain, by the way? Not many people, right? But in a safer way than looking for a micro cap coin that may or may not even hit a 5x because it could just simply die and fizzle out. There's definite interest behind this coin. So we can have a look here at like the possible price prediction on like what I would personally look at least of right now. This could change. And you have to be open for change when it comes to sell plans because this coin could have an amazing catalyst in the next month that might send it up to $40, $50, going to market cap levels none of us perceived before. So we can have a look, like if we invested $4,000 today at $4, okay, we could probably get a $20 token out here quite safely, I think, again, non-financial advice, which would give us about 16K profit or 20K revenue. Now, I would set my sell levels up accordingly, all right? Selling the first level at $12 at 40% risk, that's only a 3x or less than a 3x from the current price. Buy sell level 3 here, $18. We're getting out 10% safer, but we're actually making back all of the money we put in. All of our $4,000 we're getting back, plus we're getting about 45% of that back as profit, which is ideal. That's good. So at least if SUI or the market crashes and SUI only goes to $18, at least we can say we made our cost basis plus about 40% profit, which if that actually does come true, most people will say they've lost, made nothing basically. From there, we hit a few different sell levels. The highest sell level we're getting out at is only 8.75% higher than our goal of $20 at $21. So basically what I'm saying here is like, if SUI goes to $20, it should very easily spike up to $21.75. So we're pretty much getting all of our major sell levels at the top out immediately, which is fantastic. And we're only losing $675 in the process. Now, I think for the addition of the safety, for the fact that we're only selling SUI at a maximum of $21.75, again, keep in mind here that the max green zone here, the max liquid zone is about $24. I think that's okay to lose some money on. So we're not getting our 20 grand revenue out exactly. We're getting about 19,300, but that just comes with the safety. Like I said before, this is what the sell levels would look like here if we actually plotted this on SUI's chart. And like what happens, for argument's sake, if the price goes up, hits your $16 price target, hits your $18 price target, and then before it goes to your $20 here, it comes back down again, okay? What happens if the market crashes, a black swan event? You're going to be so thankful that you made back all of your $4,000 here, okay? Plus, you made back about 2K in terms of profit, so about 50%. You're happy, all right? That's the goal here. Now, of course, it's pretty much selling these three sell levels at the top, so $20, roughly $21, and roughly $22-ish. These should all hit pretty well simultaneously speaking for SUI. Again, considering here that we're likely to go much higher than even, $24. Again, $24 is the top of the green zone, which is the liquid zone. We kind of counter the fact that it should go higher. We're not trying to sell these coins at the very peak. A lot of you make this big mistake here. You're trying to make the most money in the riskiest way. Not here. We try to make the most money in the safest way, and we do so with very strategic sell plans you won't find anywhere else, point blank simply, right? So guys, with that being said, I'd love to know your thoughts on SUI, some of the reasons that I think this coin could do well, and again, maybe some conversations down below in terms of your own sell levels would be fantastic. So with that being said, I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Take good care. Bye-bye.